Testing, testing. Everything good? Everything alright? Let's hear. That sounds great to me. Now, you must be wondering what happened. So apparently, my OBS disconnected from my YouTube for some unknown reason. So I decided to my reset my PC. So yeah, and I think it worked. So yeah. I mean I tried reconnecting just now, but I couldn't. So I reset my PC instead. Would you want me? Shut up, Snow Lenny. Anyway, back to the stream. Let's see. Mm-hmm.
A chance to live the life that they
Wait. Okay, yeah. I haven't finished talking about this yet. But as I was saying, right? Um, Toy Story 4 haters have some very weird opinions because, like one of them, other than the one I said just now, one of them being like, oh, they should have just recast the Mr. Potato Head guy. Hello, multiverses. Yeah, sorry, this previous stream kinda crashed. Yeah. So they were like, oh, they should recast the Mr. Potato Head guy. And at first I was like, okay, that's a bit iffy, but I kinda get it, because they did do the same for Slinky Dog. You know, Slinky Dog, they did the same for him in Toy Story 3. So, you know, it it's not weird. But he proceeded to bring up this like weird thing in which he's like, oh, they should have done that for not just Mr. Potato Head, but for T'Challa in the MCU. And that was where it crossed the line, because you see, there's a difference between there's like a difference in there, right? Because essentially, uh, for animation, it's like the person's voice. You can like um I think it's out of a respect kind of thing, you know, because I mean at the end of the day, the MCU is no stranger to recasting dead actors like what they did with General Ross. But I think for T'Challa specifically, that one was out of respect for Chadwick Boseman, which is very respectful. Yo, oh my goodness gracious. Everyone, oh no. All of you get out. All of you get out of the stream. Except for you multiverses too. Unless unless go to oh, okay, I think you're fine. Everyone else, get out. Snow Linny, the one YT official, get out. All of you. Except for you multiverses too, you can stay. So yeah, that is the thing that I was trying to say. It's like recasting actors, yeah, they are your friends. Yeah, they are my friends. Bad friends. I'm kidding. I love you guys. but but it's very annoying, you know. It's like, because I want to separate my online life with my real life, you know, separate them. So it's a bit awkward as well, you know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think like when Toy Story 4 haters hate on the movie, it's like kind of iffy at times.
movie. And the movie takes its time to develop this concept through multiple conversations between Bo Peep
Fair, yeah, that's right.
about how there's more to a toy than being just a child's plaything. Now, let's get back to How to Train Your Dragon, the Hidden World. Let's see what they do with the concept of how humans can coexist with dragons. Um, there's the scene where the huge dragon topples down the building, you know, and then causes the domino effect. You know, that's something. There's also Grimo, who kind of shows that there will always be people who want to take down dragons. But how does going to the hidden world solve any of this? The hidden world is still pretty accessible to humans if they can fly, so the threat is still there. You haven't solved anything. In addition, if the threat is such a big issue, why not also bring Burke into the Hidden World too? I know the dragons in the Hidden World are hostile towards humans, but Toothless is the alpha dragon, and he can just easily tell them not to harm the humans and all will be good. Truth be told, I wouldn't mind one or two lines from Hiccup explaining to the people of Burke why it's better for humans and dragons to live separately. No one objects to the idea, which is so weird and unrealistic to me. Maybe you could have a scene where one of the Burke's people questions Hiccup about his decision to let go of dragons. Then Hiccup can explain to them why it's better. And if that's not possible because that would make the runtime of the movie longer and slow the pacing, firstly, I think that's exactly what the ending needs. Toy Story 4's ending works better because it really takes its time to explain why Woody is leaving, and also takes its time to say goodbye to these toys. Hell, Woody even originally wanted to go off with the toys at first, before Buzz suggested the idea of staying with Buzz, so like, it makes the goodbye even more sweet than sour. Anyway, goodbyes are supposed to be slow, right? Hidden World just kinda rushes its goodbyes, and Hiccup just kinda makes his decision on the spot. You would think that after all these years and memories with Toothless, he would kinda contemplate for a while. But no, he just suddenly realizes that for some reason they should split up. Secondly, just cut out one or two lines of the scenes of Snoutlout wanting to bang Hiccup's mom so the runtime won't be longer. Or even better, cut out all the scenes of Snoutlout wanting to bang Hiccup's mom. So that's about it, right? I just hate How to Train Your Dragon Hidden World. But no, despite everything I said, I don't actually hate Hidden World. Heck, I don't even think it's mid by any means. As I said in the beginning, How to Train Your Dragon The Hidden World is, in my eyes, an above average movie. A solid 6 out of 10. And just to be clear, a 6 out of 10 isn't bad. It's the same score I gave a Minecraft movie, which I really enjoyed despite its very clear and obvious flaws. The same applies here. Hidden World has its issues, yes, but the pros genuinely outweigh the cons. For starters, Hiccup and Astrid are really great in this film. Their chemistry, maturity, and development feel like a natural evolution from the previous movies. The animation is absolutely breathtaking, easily a massive step up from the already gorgeous visuals from the first two films. Every frame feels cinematic and filled with heart. Grimmo also deserves credit as the best villain in the franchise, as I've already stated previously. The movie also expands on the world and themes introduced in the earlier films. If the first movie was about bringing the divide between enemies, and the second was about balancing family and peace, the third is about letting go, the sacrifices we make for love, for growth, and for peace. It's a bittersweet but fitting message about how all things eventually come to an end, and that's okay. That theme alone makes this a meaningful and necessary conclusion to the trilogy. And honestly, I'm really glad that Hidden World exists. If the series had just stopped after the second movie, it wouldn't have felt complete. The final scene where Hiccup and Astrid's kids meet Toothless, that is easily one of the most heartfelt endings to any movie. It gives us closure and a genuine sense of farewell. And no matter how much I critique the movie, I can't deny how beautiful it wraps things up. Sure, there's a fair amount of people criticizing the movie out there, like me for example, but this film has resonated with a lot of people. Many even consider this to be their favorite out of the trilogy. The last thing I want to do is to take that away from you. If you love Hidden World more than How to Train Your Dragon 2, that's completely valid, and it's awesome to see that people connect to it in different ways. In fact, feel free to tell me in the comment section why this movie is so special to you. To wrap it up, Hidden World isn't a bad trequel, far from it. The title belongs to these other movies. Instead, it's a heartfelt and important piece of the trilogy. Even if it's the weakest entry, it is a movie that audiences of all ages can enjoy, and also enhances the other two films, creating
Hello, did your first stream crash? Yes, my first stream did crash. Yeah. My OBS disconnected from my YouTube. Then I had to reset my com. So, yeah. Anyway, hello, Blover. Is that how I pronounce it? Yeah. Welcome to the stream.
near perfect trilogy.
Okay. Similarly to the Misono Mika analysis video, uh, this one also has a tribute where I play a test drive from How to Train Your Dragon. It's a remix from another YouTuber. It was a really great remix. Um, and like of course it did have the same like I think this one was slightly more impactful than the Misono Mika tribute. I think it's mostly because of the music and like the visuals as well. Instead of being like Misono Mika clips, it's like images from the How to Train Your Dragon movies, and like the best shot frames from the How to Train Your Dragon franchise. It's like yeah, in played at this part. Um, and like I do want to say like how what inspired me to like do this kind of like tribute segments at the end. Uh, Funny story. It's actually from wait, hold on, let me try and find it. It's from this Deltarune analysis. Is your name Disney H, by the way? Is it because you love Disney? But I don't get what the H is for. Uh, uh, you can call me H. I don't really like to go by Disney H, but you just call me H. The reason why I'm called Disney H, it's just a little side tangent. The reason I called Disney H is because back when I made the channel, I was like very very young. I think I was like 11 years old when I made the channel. I was really into Disney when I was very young, and like I always had the idea to name this channel Disney H because I back when I was a kid I really loved Disney, and my actual name starts with an H. So yeah, the Disney H. And the exclamation mark at the back was because back when I made the channel I needed a like a last name, so I decided to put the exclamation mark at the back. So but now looking back, like Disney has kind of fell off like in terms of quality. So I don't really like to associate myself with the Disney part of my name anymore. I just prefer to call it myself H. So yeah, so that's why, and I don't want to change it because I think, you know, I've gone too far with the name Disney H that if I were to rename it, it'll be kind of weird. So yeah, that's why, you know. And I mean, the name Disney H kind of has like a nice ring to it, you know. Yeah. So, but you can call me H. Just call me H. Yeah, that'll be better for all of us. Uh, yeah, and also if you check my channel, a lot of my uh, wait, hold up. Yeah, what was I saying again? Sorry, I got a bit sidetracked. H, yes, H. Yeah, I got my channel. There's not a lot of Disney related edits because I'm not really into Disney anymore. You know, I'm more into like other animated stuff like superhero movies and animes now, so not really into that. Wait, on the like getting back to topic, what inspired me to like do like video tributes at the end of each analysis video is this video. Wait, yeah, hold up. Hmm. Wait. Hold up. It's not working. Uh, Whatever. I'll just move the. Let's move it here. There we go. Okay. So over here, this is a Deltarune Salt Route video from Value Network. And at the start of their video, they have this really cool like video montage of uh the salt route from their fan made Deltarune fan game. And like when I first watched it, I thought, wait, this is so cool. Wait, I have to show it to you guys.
This is the salt route.
Yeah, it's such a cool opening, right? When I first saw this, I was like, wait, what the hell? Oh, maybe I should like it. Yeah, but this is such a great video. Like, I highly recommend you check this one out. I even subscribed to the guy because this was just so peak. I don't think he posts a lot anymore, but this was after like seeing that I was like, damn, bro, that's kind of tough. I need to like actually put that in my videos. So yeah, uh that's why I like to put video like montages or tributes at the end because it's like it just so I think it like if I put it at the start it kind of shows like, oh, this is what you're gonna like expect from this video, just like the one from the salt route. But if you put it at the end, then it symbolizes like a sense of closure, you know, like a more of like a tribute kind of thing. I don't know how to describe it, but like that's why of course I put it at the end. Like for the two videos that I did put like a tribute at the end, it was I put it at the end because like it was to symbolize the end of the video and like why I like the franchise. But this one they put it at the start because it's to symbolize what this video was about. So I think it's like the placement of this video montage really uh like it's a like a different like storytelling kind of thing. Okay, I don't know what I'm rambling about, but yeah, I just wanted to say that that video shit. The video montage is a okay. We good. I thought my thing crashed again. The video montage is a like kind of like it was inspired by the Salt Route video. So yeah, just a little fun fact.
The live action remake is probably gonna be even worse than Hidden World.
Yeah, so I should probably give my thoughts on that video. And I do think, as I stated, it is way okay, not way better. It is better than I remembered it to be. Of course, because with each time I watch it, I always think, oh, this video is probably gonna suck because of what I associate it with. But um, yeah, I think out of all of the different videos I made this year, that one has such an interesting backstory to it because of like when I made it, the aftermath of what happened after I made it, and whatnot. It's such like an interesting story of this one. Then everything else is like kind of like okay, like in terms of like how the production went. Oh, hello, Terminal Bluelocity. Is that the Sonic the Hedgehog reference? I think that's a Sonic the Hedgehog reference. Welcome to the stream. Yeah. So I think what I've said about the video, I've said it already. I think it still kind of holds up. Though there are some, I think some dialogue and line deliveries are a bit outdated, and I do cringe a bit at some of them. But other than that, I think it holds up really well, and it is better than I remember it to be. Yeah. And onto the Blue Archive one. Let's go.
Ah yes, video game official soundtracks. These things just kinda hit different, and it's no surprise why some of them have become absolute classics. Video game soundtracks are often defined by their instantly recognizable melodies. We got Mario, Doki Doki Literature Club, Undertale.
You thought I was gonna say.
All these songs give the game a distinct identity and also enhance the overall story. But what if I told you that there was one game that had an OST that could stand toe to toe with all those other soundtracks? Another video game OST that also adds to the mood and emotions. And
Wait a damn second. Do I know you?
has memorable melodies.
Never mind.
I'm of course talking about Yume Nikki. Nah, I'm only kidding. But Yume Nikki's soundtrack is still really goated though. Anyway, Blue Archive. This game is genuinely spectacular. Like, a gacha game with a real overarching story that actually works without feeling forced. Yeah, I'd like to see you try that, Genshin. I'm joking, I don't know anything about Genshin. Yeah, Blue Archive is really slept on. Some people just kinda give up on the game after a week, which is such a shame since the game just gets better the more I play it. Another thing that is also slept on in my opinion is the soundtrack. Outside of Unwelcome School, few Blue Archive tracks seem to get attention, even though many are just as, if not even more memorable. Before we start, I just want to add a disclaimer. Firstly, I'm not a music expert, so please take my analysis with a grain of salt. Secondly, this analysis will contain major
Yes. Yes, we are friends. We are friends. And he's trolling me. He's trolling me. Can all of you get out of the chat? Like, genuinely. This is starting to get annoying.
spoilers for every Blue Archive story up until Volume F, so continue at your own risk. Lastly,
You are trolling. You are very much trolling.
these are all just my
My goodness.
interpretations, and none of this is canon or has been confirmed by the creators and developers, at least not to my knowledge. So without further ado, let me explain my interpretations of Blue Archive's soundtrack and why they deserve to stand shoulder to shoulder with gaming's best. I love the tone and vibe of Blue Archive songs. I like how most of the soundtrack is just
Wait. I don't want to say that this video, very special video in, okay, not special in, like, very unique in the sense that this was the first and only video of mine where I used Adobe Speech Enhancer for my voice. So yeah, that's right. Get out, Terminal Velocity. I'm kidding. Thank you for coming to the stream anyway. You know, thank you for supporting. Yeah. See ya. Hopefully one day. I don't know. So this video was the first and only time I used Adobe Speech Enhancer to enhance my voice, which is why the audio quality in here, like my voice sounds way different from my other analysis videos. It's really yeah, so the reason why I didn't do it for my future videos is because after this one came out, when I was editing it, I realized that the audio quality would differ. Like, even though I recorded everything in like one recording session, I recorded all of these except for the Brave New World one. All of these four, I recorded all my lines in one recording session. So was this one. This one I recorded everything in one recording session. And even when I record everything in one recording session, the chances of the audio sounding different in the middle of the video, where the audio quality sounds different, is low. But for some reason, this one, when I use Adobe Speech Enhancer, the audio quality is like different, like all of a sudden. So I was like, yeah, this isn't making this any better, it's just making this kind of worse. But I eventually still ran with it because I gone too far into the editing stage that I just didn't want to revert back. So the rest of the video was using the Adobe Speech Enhancer. Either way, I did want to try out to see if it kind of worked like the full video did work, which spoiler it didn't. So
electronic music, really fitting in with the futuristic vibe of Kivotos and the world. The only song I can think of that isn't electronic is
yeah, you hear that? You hear that? The audio quality changed. I don't know if it's me being paranoid, but you heard that right? The audio quality changed.
Action 68. But that fits perfectly, since the event story that the song is in is very old school and noir. That's not the only instance of the song's vibe fitting. Black Suit's theme is another example of this. The instruments are something we've never really heard before, which perfectly suits, well, Black Suit. Just like his theme, Black Suit sticks out like a sore thumb, completely unlike any other NPC outside of Gematria. Another example of this
Somewhat. Yes. Thank you. I'm glad we both agree.
has to be Scarlet Chrysanthemum. You know what?
Okay, yeah. Okay. In my first watch party live stream, I mentioned that there was like a handful of outtakes or like slip ups I made in my videos that were intentional. This is one of them. But that's because I knew I couldn't pronounce this word, so that's why I wrote it in the script. I was like, okay, this part I am going to mess up saying this word, and so yeah.
This has to be Scarlet Chrysanthemum. You know what? Let's just call it a Theme 223. This
Yeah, so that was done on purpose. Yeah, really cool.
theme is the main soundtrack for the Moonlight Dream event, where Red Winter visits Shanghai Jing. This theme is really good as it perfectly blends the loud horn instruments associated with Red Winter with the calming string instruments associated with Shanghai Jing. It goes hard, which is more than I can say for the event story itself. Hey! Lastly, Pixel Time.
I do want to mention that I was really proud of that joke.
It goes hard, which is more than I can say for the event story itself. Hey!
I was really proud of that joke. I thought it was really funny. Then I recycled that joke in the Captain America Brave New World. So, a little fun fact. That's why there's another part in the video where I say at least it doesn't introduce like new lore like anchor beings, for example. So it's like that was like a similar joke. And also like the zoom in into like a stock image of a person pointing at the camera and smiling. So yeah. I like to reuse jokes a lot. It's kind of lazy, but you know, yeah, it's awkward. But yeah, reuse jokes. Fun fact.
Lastly, Pixel Time is the theme for the game development department, and it's an 8-bit song. Cool. I don't think I need to elaborate further. But all of that is just scratching the surface of why the soundtrack's tone fits the game so well. Now, let's focus on the songs that define Blue Archive's major moments. We got Constant Moderato, the first song we hear in the game, and also the title screen BGM. There's also Luminous Memory, the second song in the OST list, which plays during important moments of the story. Ri Oharu, which I consider to be the main theme of Volume F. What's this? Unwelcome School? No, get out of here, we're not gonna focus on that, alright? Get out of here. Now, what do these three songs have in common? They are pretty upbeat and fast-paced songs, but they also have slow and calming moments in some parts. I think that it fits the game perfectly, as Blue Archive is just filled with tons of high-stakes, action-packed events, but there's also those small little blissful moments that remind you of what makes these students so precious. They blend adrenaline with introspection. It's emblematic of the memories we make with these girls. This connection between fast-paced energy and calm moments mirrors the deeper meaning of Blue Archive itself. Blue refers to the springtime of life, which is youth, and Archive refers to a collection. So put that together and we got a collection of stories about youth. Yes, I've learned my lesson from the previous Blue Archive analysis video. But thank you for being very nice about it.
Yeah. So a mistake that I will admit is in my Blue Archive analysis video, the very first one, I did make one of my criticisms for the game was that I didn't know why it was called Blue Archive. I found it to be very weird. But then a lot of people in the comment section corrected me. I was like, oh, actually, Blue Archive refers to a collection of stories about youth, and it was very yeah, I found that to be such a. It was very nice, you know. Like I think Blue Archive fans, they're like really nice people, and even if they disagree with you, they will tell you in a very nice way. Yeah, like this, for example. You know, it's not like those people that's like, "You're wrong, grr," you know, like, because I mean, I have encountered comments which are like, "Oh my God, you're so stupid. It's this because it's this," you know. Like, even though, yeah. And it's even worse because this one's like an objective thing. Like my criticism for why the game was called Blue Archive is objectively a bad criticism. And so of course the Blue Archive fandom had every right to be angry about it. But they were very nice. They're like, actually it's called Blue Archive because blue is like youth in a like a different language. I like in other videos where when I have a different opinion, it's a subjective opinion, then people are like, "Oh, girl, you're stupid," and it's like, yeah, I think that's why I just appreciate the Blue Archive fans so much. They are very like nice and really like I have been a part of the Blue Archive fandom, not just on YouTube, but also on like uh Instagram and Reddit, Discord, and no matter which one I'm on, they're all like really like damn nice people. I even met some in real life. I went to like a cosplay convention one time, and I think like one of the highlights of like I went to Comic Con. The highlight of going to Comic Con was when I met this cross dresser like Shiroko. It was actually a guy dressed as Shiroko, and we had this conversation. It was a really nice conversation because that guy he was talking about like you know we were kind of discussing which level we were at the game, and it was like very nice. I remember, and I remember at the end the guy was like, oh, thank you sensei, and I was like, oh my god, you called me sensei. It's so like I don't know, it was a bit weird, but like on Instagram, on Reddit, on Discord, I don't know about Twitter though. I heard Twitter was quite bad, but I don't have Twitter in general. On YouTube, they're all like really damn nice people, and I think Blue Archive truly is like has the best fandom in my opinion, the least toxic fandom. I hope it stays that way, honestly. So refreshing because I've seen many fandoms in my lifespan, but the one that's so united and like so they don't really have lots of like arguments and toxicity is the Blue Archive fandom. You know, even like yeah, even small fandoms, I don't think they're as united as the Blue Archive one. Because Blue Archive, like even if you're a small creator, they will still support you. Yeah, really nice stuff. So any Blue Archive fan watching, yeah, thank you for being very, and I hope we can all continue to be great, welcoming people to newcomers. Yeah.
Anyway, do you realize that these songs, Consta Madarato and Ryoharu, have alternate versions? Notice how these songs feel connected? That's not a coincidence. That's a storytelling technique called a leitmotif. Let's dive more into that. Leitmotifs are a recurrent theme throughout a... Leitmotifs are a
That was a real outtake. That was a real blooper. That one's not written in the script, so yeah.
recurrent theme.
Most of the outtakes are not scripted. They're actually like real outtakes. Only a handful of them are actually scripted. So like that one just now. This one is like an actual real.
Throughout a musical
yeah.
or literary composition, associated with a particular person, idea, or situation. With that being said, I absolutely adore medias that use leitmotifs, and Blue Archive is no exception. I'll cover some of the songs with them and explain why it works so well. First, let's talk about Interface. The original Interface song just feels like a typical average Blue Archive OST, just the usual electronic music. It gives off a vibe of a normal mission that our students have to go through. But then the hard arrangement kicks in and...
Okay, something really like impressive with this one, right? Like okay, impressive with like the fact that it was a coincidence. Is that when I was editing the video, like the song starts here, the interface song starts here, and it can somehow like
The usual electronic music.
it perfectly transitions here. Like this was not intentional. This is completely coincidental. It just like the beat drop just happened to like appear after I said that.
Typical average Blue Archive OST. Just the usual electronic music.
Yeah, it was completely coincidental. It's insane stuff. I don't even know like how did this even happen, but it's like a miracle. It's like yeah, I don't know how to describe it, but it was like while I was editing the video, I was like, wait, what? It fits? That's crazy.
Typical average Blue Archive OST. Just the usual electronic music.
Yeah, so after I finished that, just the simple electronic music, then the beat drop happens. Like that was completely unintentional, and it just coincidentally, miraculously happened, and it's like, wow, that saves me the headache of like having to splice the audio and whatnot.
It gives off a vibe of a normal mission that our students have to go through. But then the hard arrangement kicks in and it feels a little off compared to the other songs. It gives off a sense that there may be something even more sinister happening behind the scenes of said mission. Great storytelling on top of being a certified banger. Also, we got Oharu. We first hear this song in the beginning of the game, and the student council president is giving her little monologue about how we'll have some crazy memories with these students. Skip ahead 3.5 stories later, and we reach Volume F, where Ryoharu plays. As I've said already, I personally feel that Ryoharu is Volume F's main theme, since it plays multiple times throughout the story, and also the Volume F PV video uses it. Ryoharu is basically a more epic and intense version of Oharu. So to me, Ryoharu represents how all these experiences we've made with these students, they're all coming together for this one big event. Events from Force Closure Task Force, Clockwork Flower Pavan, Eden Treaty, and etc. They're all coming together to wrap up loose ends and defeat the apocalypse. Wow, it is incredible how a single track can capture the entire spirit of Volume F. Next, there is Shoujo Delight and Shoujo Sorrow. I haven't reached the part where Shoujo Sorrow plays yet, as I've just started reading Traces of a Dream, but based on what I've heard, it's really great. Shoujo Delight mostly plays during the flashback scenes between Yume and Hoshino. Having a sad piano version of it really shows how Hoshino is kind of mourning her dead friend and their memories. Just a speculation for now, but it feels right. Also, Shoujo Sorrow? What a name. Okay, so here's another song that probably has a leitmotif, but I've never heard anyone talk about it. Luminous Memory and Blooming Moon. There's one part of Blooming Moon that sounds exactly like the main melody of Luminous Memory. Now, IDK if I'm going crazy, but I think that there's a meaning behind this. This song plays during Chise's L2D, when she writes a poem about the blooming moon. It's a really special moment, and one of my favorite relationship stories in the whole game. The leitmotif to Luminous Memory signifies the fact that Sensei does think that this is a special memory. A luminous memory, one might say.
Say that again?
Maybe I'm just reaching, but if it is intentional, there will be some next level storytelling right there. But that's not all. Another brilliant example is Constant Madarato. Constant Madarato is most commonly known for being the loading screen music, but it also has a piano arrangement version that plays during Hifumi's speech in Eden Treaty. This fits as Hifumi's speech links pretty closely with the game's overarching message about cherishing youth. The fact that a somber yet hopeful version of the main theme plays during this scene really hammers down the fact that this is, in fact, a very special and integral moment. I also think that it is really poetic how Hifumi is one of the characters to appear in the loading screen. That's really nice. Also, I know that Theme 153 exists, and I know that it too is a leitmotif to Constant Madarato. I'm just not gonna talk about it since I haven't gotten to the part where that song plays in the story, but it's still really good though. Hey, update. So the Hina event.
Okay, so this was the only part in the video where I didn't use the Adobe Speech Enhancer, because I was kind of lazy, and also because it was like a last minute addition, to the video. So, this is like the only part that doesn't have the Adobe Speech Enhancer. Just a little fun fact,
Had a rerun, and it wasn't until now
and that's why it sounds so different from the rest of the video. Because yeah,
that I realized that Yumeji Party actually has a subtle leitmotif to Hina's piano ballad. How the hell did I not know of this? That's actually really clever.
Yep, I think that's all the leitmotifs, and I'm totally not missing anything else. Alright, fine, I'll talk about Unwelcome School. Look, despite thinking that Unwelcome School might be a little overrated, it does add to the story too. There's a sad alternate version of Unwelcome School called Welcome School, and it's genuinely really powerful. Welcome School plays during the scene where Shiroko Terra is reminiscing about her past. The two Shirokos have a little conversation about all the fun stuff they did, such as robbing banks. Welcome School gives a sense of old good memories flooding back without Shiroko Terra having to outright tell us that sentiment. The fact that they were able to make such a goofy song sound depressing kinda boggles my mind. Like, goddamn, why is this game so good? Blue Archive's use of leitmotifs isn't just great, it's essential to why the story feels so powerful. But y'all know what's even crazier? That's not even the best leitmotif in the game. Let's talk about Theme 140, Defective Pixel. Yeah, I'm being for real. Defective Pixel is the most underrated Blue Archive song, and it has the best use of a leitmotif in the whole game in my opinion. It may also be another sad version of an existing OST, in this case Pixel Time, but it has way more going for it than just being a sad piano cover. Firstly, let's just take a moment to appreciate how gut-wrenching that name is. Defective Pixel. Yeah, sorry. I love your Welcome School and Shoujo Sorrow, but the name Defective Pixel just kinda hits different. Secondly, let's talk about the context behind this song. There are multiple instances where this song plays, such as when Kay redeems herself, and it really does work well in that context because it shows how Aris does care for Kay. But the one I specifically want to talk about is when
is this about music? Yeah, this is about music. This video is about music, so you can go watch that. It's on the channel somewhere. Yeah. Wait. Hold on. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's about music. Talking about music. Even though I'm not really like, I don't really study music theory a lot, as I stated at the first part of the video. Like, this is just interpretation, like how I interpret this music and how I think, like how it enhances the story in a way. Yeah. You can check it out if you want. Yeah.
Aris is about to be taken away and killed off by Rio. Theme 140 perfectly encapsulates the overwhelming emotions in this scene. Notice how throughout the song, there's scattered sound effects weaving through the track. I love this, as it shows the characters having many thoughts about the whole situation. It mirrors their jumbled emotions, unable to piece together.
Yeah, it's a music analysis, OST analysis. Of course, I do other analysis too, but the one that I'm watching right now is music analysis. Yeah.
The horror unfolding. I especially like the static sound effect, as not only static associated with games, but it also symbolizes messiness and how colored the characters' thoughts are. There's also multiple instruments playing in the beginning section. There's a xylophone-like tone and ghostly vocals layering the main melody, adding to the eerie confusion. I think this further proves my point that the characters have many thoughts about how they can't comprehend what's going on. Then we get to the main melody. The main melody feels unstable, like someone on the verge of breaking down. It sounds off and a little distorted. It tries to sound happy, just like the original Pixel Time song that this is based on, but it ends up feeling creepy and off-putting since it doesn't gel well with the rest of the song. I interpret this as Aris trying to make the best out of this gloomy situation. She's devastated that she has to separate with her friends at the game development department forever and leave them for good. But on the other hand, she knows that's for the greater good, and she won't be able to hurt anyone else if she's dead. Smiling while crying. The sound of a goodbye no one is ready for. perfectly portrayed in a song alone without any words. In a game filled with countless memories, Defective Pixel is a moment where those memories feel like they're shattering, and that makes it unforgettable.
Okay, so originally the video was gonna end there. This whole segment, this is the longest segment by the way, was not supposed to happen. It was supposed to cut to the summary and the end. That was about it. But then I realized, you know what? I should probably talk about the songs with lyrics as well, because I did have quite a bit to say about them. I was writing the script and I thought it was a bit too short. I was like, yeah, this is a bit short. So I was like, okay, so how do I extend this video without with it feeling like natural, like it was always part of the idea. So what about I add a little segment at the end about those Blue Archive songs in the game that have lyrics in them, not those like songs from like the Blue Archive official PV songs, but like songs that actually appear inside the game itself, like Target for Love or Memories of Kindness, etc., etc. So I decided to give it their own section over here. Really, yeah, just a little fun fact that this section was not in the video at all. Yeah.
Blue Archive has a lot of songs with lyrics and they're all mostly amazing. But for the purposes of this video, I'll only be talking about the ones that appear in the mainline story that I've finished. Target for Love for Force Closure Task Force, Our Quest for Clockwork Flower Pavan, Kyrie Eleison for Eden Treaty, and Memories of Kindness for Volume F. Each of these songs don't just sound amazing, but they also complete the arcs of the stories that they appear in. Let's first start with Target for Love. This song plays in the scene where Hoshino finally reunites with her friends and Sensei. While Target for Love fits the whole game's theme, it resonates most powerfully in this final scene. The song is about strong bonds and relationships. Most of the song is about the singer expressing love towards someone. Heals me like when I see the shining stars, and your voice coming to me, rushing to me. Shows how Hoshino feels a sense of comfort and relief now that she's back with her
To leave out songs with lyrics and leave out the part of the OSTs, wouldn't it? What? I guess. First, I didn't really understand what the comment was talking about. Yeah, so that's why eventually I did edit as part of the video, because I realized that since they appear in the game itself, they are just as much as important as the actual the actual non-lyrical OSTs themselves. Yeah, because they do serve a purpose in telling the story. They are kind of part of the OST in a way, and yeah, so that's why it didn't cross my mind at first, but the more I thought about it, the more I was like, okay, yeah, this is the right way to go. The right way, this is a good segment to add to my video, and it's a necessary segment.
friends. I can't stop thinking about you anymore, and when I think I'm alone, I still feel like you're always behind me. Shows a deep emotional bond between her, Sensei, and the rest of our widows. Are you ready? Because I will give it all for you. Now this line, I love this line specifically. During the beginning stages, Hoshino doesn't really trust Sensei. However, as Sensei spends more time in Abydos, Hoshino slowly begins to soften up. At the end, after Sensei and Abydos rescue Hoshino, that's when she finally realizes.
Yep, that answers the question. Sorry if it wasn't clear. No. I think I just misread it in a sense that I didn't because okay, you know how when you say words at a different speed, it kind of give off a different meaning. I don't know how to describe it. Okay, I don't know how to describe it, but essentially when you read something at a different speed, you might get a different interpretation of the tone and whatnot. So when I read that, I didn't really understand it quite well at first, because I think I read it in a different tone that was supposed to be read. So yeah, that one's kind of on me. I don't think it's your fault at all. Yeah, I apologize for that one.
That Sensei is genuinely trustworthy and a good adult. She's willing to give it all for him. It's supposed to show that Sensei is a target for love to these students.
Say that again?
Yeah, it's safe to say that Hoshino's arc in Force Closure Task Force would not feel as complete if Target for Love didn't play at the end, which is why the anime adaptation sucks, but let's not worry about that. While Target for Love captures the personal bond in Force Closure Task Force, our quest reflects the larger spirit of teamwork in Clockwork Flower Pavan. Since our quest is in Japanese, I'll mostly focus on the tone and feeling rather than a full lyrical breakdown. I think that our quest is an excellent credits theme for Clockwork Flower Pavan. I love how the song's lyrics are phrased like an RPG and really fits the game development department. I especially like how the instruments have some 8-bit elements to it, really unique and fits the tone. And that's not all. The entire song revolves around overcoming challenges as a team, just like what happens in Clockwork Flower Pavan. Almost every club in Millennium put aside their differences to team up and save Eris. Overall, the song is about how there will always be uncertainties in life, in this case the fact that Eris might be taken over by Kay again. But even so, we should still focus on the positives in these situations. Eris may have been a killing machine, but at least she wants to do the right thing, and has strong willpower, strong enough to override Kay. Yeah, Clockwork Flower Pavan is all about the lengths we go for love, and our quest captures that spirit perfectly. Come on, what other Blue Archive song has the characters themselves actually singing it? Other than that one. And that one. And that one. Alright, I got it! Kari Eleison is next up on our list. Eden Treaty to me has a message about peace and forgiveness. The most obvious example being Misono Mika's redemption, which I already covered previously in another video. And there's also the Area Squad's redemption too. Kari Eleison is a song about redemption. It directly translates to Lord have mercy, and the Lord never refuses to those who seek forgiveness. But that's not all, there's a bigger picture here. Mika falls into darkness because of her hatred towards Gehenna students. She despises Gehenna so much to the point where she literally sabotaged the Eden Treaty and almost killed Sensei. Similarly, Misono Mika also doesn't really like Kari Eleison as a song. However, when she's fighting off the Justina followers, she plays this song, and against all odds, she even sings along with it. This represents how Mika has changed for the better, and is finally accepting the things that she dislikes. The game never directly tells us that Mika doesn't hate Gehenna anymore, but the fact that she sings along to Kari Eleison is all the proof I need that Mika has come to terms with them. Show not tell, kids! Wow, Misono Mika for real gets better the more I analyze her. Last but certainly not least, we have Memories of Kindness for Volume F, which, just like Volume F, is the best one out of the 4. Wow, not even one sentence in and we already found the connection. Volume F is absolutely fantastic, as it expands on the themes and world left behind by the other 3 stories. It shows a new side of the Force Closure Task Force, specifically Shiroko. It ties up loose ends in Clockwork Flower Pavan, and it adds to the message of redemption that Eden Treaty had. For example, in Volume F, Kay and Ryo get redeemed, and both of them contribute to saving Kivotos. This wraps up their arcs from Clockwork Flower Pavan and answers unanswered questions like, is Kay going to do anything, or where is Ryo? Not only that, but Shiroko Terror also gets redeemed too. Memories of Kindness hooks onto the idea with lines such as, with all my flaws and past mistakes, or our imperfections make us who we are, so don't look back and carry on, and the future awaiting us. Similarly to Target for Love, Memories of Kindness also has lyrics about love and affection, but they take it to a whole nother level, showing how the students now have a deeper connection with Sensei. All these precious things I hold, and it's you who let me know. That line did not need to go as hard as it did. Memories of Kindness also feels like a perfect credit song to the first arc of Blue Archive, feeling like a closure to the previous stories, but also hinting that this is just the beginning with the last line, let us keep searching for what could lie for us beyond the next door. Man, Memories of Kindness is one of the, if not the best song in Blue Archive, having the message about love that Target for Love and Our Quest have, expanding on the idea of forgiveness that Kari Eleison has, and hyping us up for future installments. This song perfectly sums up what makes Blue Archive so special to so many people. It feels like a song that the students wrote for Sensei to show their appreciation, a thank you, a promise, a reminder of all these connections, these bonds. this place. It's a miracle. A place where all miracles begin.
Say that again?
In summary, I made this video as an excuse to talk about Team 140.
That's true, by the way. That is true. I did make this video as an excuse to talk about Team 140.
Nah, I'm just joking.
But I already stated it in a previous video.
Though that was my intention at first. However, the more I researched and delved deeper into the rabbit hole of Blue Archive soundtrack,
Hello, Scorchy.
the more I started to genuinely appreciate the craft and story of these songs. Even the songs that I think unspectacular, like Unwelcome School or Black Suit Steam, I still think that they are good songs and they make the game significantly better than it already is. Yeah, I think I speak for almost everyone in the Blue Archive fandom when I say that we love this game for more than just its cute and funny girls. We love the game for its overarching theme of redemption and youth. We love the game for the bonds that we form with our students, seeing them grow to become better versions of themselves. And maybe the gameplay, I might be alone on that one. And I think the soundtrack is emblematic of that fact. It's absolutely mind-boggling how I was able to talk this much about the soundtrack alone. Imagine how much I have to say about everything else. And as Memories of Kindness stated, this is all just the beginning. If there's one thing I learned about Blue Archive, is that it gets better and better the more I play it. And I, for one, can't wait to see what else this game has to offer. Thanks for watching, and good night, Kivotos.
This is the only Blue Archive analysis video where I don't, like in the summary, I do not say I was always more of a Blue Archive person. So yeah, and I really do deeply regret it, but I do say in the description, so I hope that made up for that. Yeah. What do I think of this video? I do think that out of all of these 5, the 6 including the DCE ranking video, this might be like one of the weaker ones. I feel, I don't know. It's weak. It's one of the weaker ones, but I don't think it's bad. I think probably the Hitori one might be worse. I don't like the Hitori one all that much, no lie. If I were to rank all of these based on like which one I think is the best to worst, I think I will go this one. Like, okay, the DC ranking video is definitely my favorite one, followed by, I would say, Brave New World. Then it's either these two, Miso Mika, How to Train Your Dragon, then Hitori is the last one. Okay, this one I think is fine. Like, it gets the job done. Okay, I think the editing can be kind of wonky sometimes. And the summary is a bit rushed, definitely. Other than that, it's okay. I think it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It looked pretty interesting, but I don't know much about Blue Archive. Yeah, I do highly recommend Blue Archive though. It's really great, excellent game. Wait for the post-credit scene, guys. Post-credit scene.